Hello and welcome to our Alpine adventure. Today we are driving 900 kilometers from Berlin all the way down to St. Moritz, where we will be attending the International Concours of Elegance, or ICE for short. That's a clue that tells you that the show that we're going to is actually on ice, and I've never attended before. I'm extremely excited and looking forward to it. We're going to kick things off with some car content on the way down. We're driving my 2006 Audi RS4 B7. If you know your specific Audi types, we did have some other car options to bring down. We chose this one. We'll talk more through that later. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Would you like the good news or the bad news now?
Good news first.
Good news is soon we can get something to eat. Bad news? We need to refuel already.
Yes.
We've already emptied the tank. Any second now there will be a beep to tell me it is time to top up the tank for the first time. I suspect this is going to be quite an expensive weekend in petrol money.
Yeah.
So we could have blasted down in your Model 3. We could have also come down in
My Alpine B4 2015 car, and it's a hardtop cabriolet. 4 Series with the straight 6 legendary BMW engine. So a bit
twin
of
turbo.
a twin turbo. Different
How many horsepower?
Concept. 409 horsepower.
409, so
Yes.
quite comparable to the Audi.
Quite comparable.
That's an interesting comparison.
Yes.
Maybe we do a video on that one day. 4.2 litre V8 naturally aspirated engine with a 6-speed manual gearbox.
Yes.
4-wheel drive. Compared to 3 litre,
Yes.
straight 6, twin turbocharged rear wheel drive, automatic Alpina.
Yes. Yes.
Which would you guys rather drive down? Audi RS4, Alpina?
Good
Which
question.
is it going to be? Yeah, it is a good question. Update, we're about to get off to get fuel and a bite to eat. The car, however, thinks it's got a problem. Well, we think the car's got a problem with washer fluid, as we topped it right up before setting off, and it now tells me we need to refill it, despite the fact we've only used it, I think, once. Anyway, we'll check that out, we'll refuel, we'll get a bite to eat, and then we'll be back on our way.
Yes.
Right, let's see what's going on, as this was full when we set off. Should we fill it back up and just see what happens? I suspect this is just going to flow straight out the bottom of the car now. So give it a minute. I'm just going to pour this in here.
There's a lot missing.
Is it leaking? Oh, okay. No. I'm hoping it's not a cracked tank or something like that and I have to replace it. I'm hoping maybe it's just frozen the fluid that was in there, even though it was proper washer fluid with a very low freezing point. I'm hoping it's just blown a hose off. Anyway, I'm going to try and have a look and see. Ah, yes, look, the hose has come off. Look, get in there with your camera. Look, the hose. Can you see?
Yes, you can.
The hose here
Yep.
has just popped off.
Yep.
Right. Now, if I can get my hand in there and pull it on, like so, via the gill in the bumper, the sharp gill, I've managed to fix the washer bottle. Right, we're going to fill it back up now, see
Yes.
if it's okay. Keep going. Question is, are my shoes getting wet? I guess we'll find out. I shouldn't have put it all in, should I? I should have just put a little bit in to find out, not all of it. 'Cause if
everything
it's
is
leaking,
yeah.
it's just a waste. Is there any fluid falling out the bottom of the car?
Is there?
No. Which means it's working. So I'm going to shut the bonnet, I'm going to check the dashboard and see if the light's gone off. And then we're going to go for something to eat.
Yep.
Tank's full. Hope that isn't leaking. Let's get back in the car and get back on the road. Right, moment of truth. Do we have washer fluid? Yes, we do.
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
it's working.
And
it's working.
And
And what?
the lights are also being washed.
Oh yeah, the headlights are getting a wash as well. I like that about old cars. Little features like that. Headlight washers. Anyway, let's get going. We've got a full tank of fuel, even though the gauge says nearly full. See that? Let's get back on the road. Let's go and get something to eat. I'm hungry.
I'll check where there's something.
Oh, yes. Ingolstadt. That's where this car was made.
Yep.
This car was made there and we're going to go past. That's cool. 20 years ago. 19 years ago.
Was it actually made there?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. They could to take this car back there. Such a good machine. Everything was considered and considered really well, like the quality of the materials. They've not cut corners anywhere, have they?
No.
And I mean, the standard A4 at the time was probably also a really good quality car. You still see tons of them out on the road today. But this, as a performance car, everything just feels top quality. And another thing with this car, the tech that it has on it, it has literally every toy on it that you'd want on a modern car. Electric heated memory seats. I've got cruise control. I've got a trip computer that tells me everything I need to know. I've got dual zone climate control and a sunroof. That's rare to have both of those. Time to get off for Federico.
I have to learn how to do that.
Hope you can hear that on the camera. If you can't, sorry, but yeah, that sounds incredible. We don't need to go in there and buy anything, do we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so I'll roll past and then you can jump in the driving seat.
Nice.
Ready?
Yep, ready.
Right, handbrake on.
That was not even 8,000. That was not even 8,000. That was 7,000.
Oh gosh, I felt it. You can tell we're in Munich now and not Berlin. Can't you? And it's hard to explain why, but you just go, okay, we're in a proper city now.
Like, we've almost reached 600 kilometers and we're just passing through Munich. Quite an annoying bit because you have to go 30 and quite a bit of.
And that's 30 kilometers an hour.
30 kilometers an hour, exactly.
Just basically walking pace.
And it's basically a giant road, but they still make you go 30 for keeping the air clean, apparently. But I doubt
it's a long
that's
word.
possible.
It's a German word that's this long that he was trying to translate into English.
Yeah, so basically we're 599 kilometers.
What's the German word?
Luftreinhaltung.
As I said. Yeah, of course.
And we've driven 5 hours. So
5 hours, 600 kilometers.
Yeah.
So that, oh, nice.
Nice, yeah.
Okay, so we're arriving at our destination in Starnberg, which is where we're staying for the night. We've been on the road for 5.5 hours now. We've done 629 kilometers. The car, I want to say it hasn't missed a beat, but we did leak washer fluid. We fixed that. Yeah, so we're quite tired. We're also quite hungry. We've not had dinner yet, and it is 11:30 in the evening. So we're gonna grab something to eat, have a beer, go to sleep, and then we'll see you in the morning for our final stint to St. Moritz. Good night. So it's time for Frühstück.
Yeah. Why not?
All right, I'll join you. See what this is all about. What's it called again?
So in Bavaria you call it, instead of Brötchen, you say Semmel.
Semmel.
Yeah.
But it means the same.
Yeah, it means the same.
Bread. It's like a crusty bread.
Yeah, it is. And then this is called Schweinsbratensemmel or Wammersemmel.
Thought so. I was about to say that. Super lecker. It's nice. Cedric, I think you're crumbing all over my car.
We'll get it cleaned. And
It's going to need a proper clean after this trip. It was filthy before we set off, and I was going to get it washed, but then I thought we're going to be thrashing it through the Alps. It's going to become Alpine very quickly. And I actually think this car, I'm going to say it, this car looks better dirty than it does clean. In the same way that a rally car looks better at the end of a rally than it does when it's immaculate. It's a bit trafficy in Garmisch. Is that what it's called?
yeah, Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Americans just call it Garmisch.
And then I'm American. No, Americans would be so far out of their comfort zone in a place like this.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Americans around here. Do you know why? Because they have a military base quite close.
A US military base around here?
Yes, yes.
Just keep an eye on you lot. Sorry, I've said it again, haven't I? That's 2 war references within the space of 5 minutes.
Jesus, man.
You started it.
Why? The war or the discussion? Alright.
Yes, that person behind us, I just blipped the throttle and they smiled. You didn't see that on the camera, but it happened. Why, in Germany, why is petrol expensive in the morning and cheap in the evening?
No.
Why?
No idea, mate.
It doesn't make sense. Oh, a Lucid Air. Not my cup of tea, but nice to see all the same. That is absolutely perfect timing for a fuel stop. We've got 60 kilometers of range, but I can see we're almost in the red. I'm surprised the fuel light has not come on, but that's perfect timing for a fuel stop.
Yep.
Nice. And there's the fuel light.
Yeah.
50 kilometers left. Perfect. Right, we fueled up and it wasn't that expensive. It was less than 100 euros for a tank. It would be around 120 over in Germany. We have had to buy this sticker, this little vignette that allows us to drive in Switzerland. It costs 44 euros. It's basically a tax for driving in Switzerland. So let's get it on the windscreen and then we're going to hit the road again. Onwards. Right, Cedric, you're driving this bit because we're about to enter Switzerland. And you can pay for all the speeding tickets that you get for going 1 kilometre an hour over the speed limit. Enjoy. We also need to grab a coffee at some point. Do I need to sat-nav you?
Yes.
Can I use your phone?
Sure.
Because that's another thing about being in this part of the world. Data is quite expensive, so we'll use Cedric's.
Fernpass, this is the one.
Okay, coffee stop.
There's
Alfa Romeo.
Jesus Christ. I think isn't this a coffee shop?
Can't see.
Do we want to go here or try there? I don't know if that is the thing.
Don't know. Right, we have coffee. We are about to get back on the road. Look at this for a backdrop. Absolutely breathtaking. We've had that for about the last 20 kilometers now. And it's probably 2 hours to go until we get to St. Moritz, something like that. 2 hours?
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to get back on the road. And before we do, here's just a quick look at the RS4 from the outside. Very dirty. And by the way, it wasn't me who parked it like that. That is very much Cedric's parking. But yeah, absolutely filthy. In my opinion, exactly how an RS4 should look. Very handsome, and yeah, we're really enjoying the car on these roads. So yeah, off we go, straight down to St. Moritz. One issue we have, cup holders, right? There's only one. So you can have the cup holder, which is here, and I will be my own cup holder. That's just how you have to do things in this car. Apologies. Just the way it is. So, back on the road. Off to St. Moritz. You know where we're going?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
proceed to the route shown.
Was that the sat nav for the car?
Yes.
Ow! The sat nav on this car is hilarious because obviously it's nearly 20 years old, so it's not Google Maps, and it has got a mind of its own. Obviously, a lot of the roads haven't been updated in 20 years. But one thing I've found is you can set the navigation to wherever you want to go, and it'll take you there. Jeez. But I've not fathomed out how to actually stop the navigation once it's running. So once it's set, you're on your way until either you get there or you turn the engine off. Anyway, onwards. That van's come all the way from Norway in a Toyota Hiace, 4-wheel drive, full time.
Is that how?
That means permanent 4-wheel drive.
Really?
4-wheel drive, full time, not part time, full time. Right, you can look after
Quickly though.
duties. You're right there. Getting old.
I am. These will be beautiful roads, I can guarantee. You have a lot of overtaking to do though.
Yes, good point. There's about 20 cars in front of us that
But that's a
none
challenge.
of these are going to be going
Yeah.
particularly quickly.
But that's a challenge. Can we overtake them before we reach St. Moritz?
Find out. We've got an AMG Mercedes on chase, yeah.
On chase! Right here. Yes sir, yes sir. A45.
No,
Or A43.
I think it's a, what's the big AMG saloon?
Is it a GT?
Yeah. I think it's a big AMG GT.
Yeah, this GT 4-door, yeah? You mean?
Yeah.
Push, push, push. That's what it's made for, yeah? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Look at this. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. So good. So good. So good. It's so good, man. Tires are getting warm though. Do you feel that? Yeah.
That was a lockup.
Let's go. Let's go. But this is so fun.
Good question for somebody online. Name a good Mercedes with a manual gearbox.
Don't know one.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Was the E500 made as manual or auto only?
I think they were automatic. The Porsche
Yep.
E500, designed and built by Porsche.
Yep.
It's a great car. Don't know, I think they were all automatic. Might be wrong. However, if they were manual, I imagine the gearbox was not incredible. So, Cedric, update. How far to St. Moritz from here?
You can check your sat nav.
I can check my own sat nav. Yes, I can. It's 42 kilometers, and it estimates we will be there at 11:18, which means we've made up about 12-13 minutes. All good. We've got a Mercedes AMG right up our behind, trying to get past. I'm happy to let him go, to be honest. I don't want to push it too hard on these twisty roads when it is snowy and icy either side. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, we have arrived at the International Concours of Elegance in St. Moritz. The weather is beautiful. It's not that cold at all. The Audi is looking absolutely fantastic. Let's just have a quick look up close at all of the grime on the car from the trip down. It looks like it's been rallying. In my opinion, this is how an RS4 should look. Look at that. Look at all the snow in the arches. Wheels are grey. Looking fantastic. Okay, right. Let's get going now over to the event. We're just walking around the perimeter of the lake now to get to the actual event. And I'm just going to show you the view that we have right now. So behind me, this is the lake, and there's people walking on it. Yeah. Now, if we just go here, the lake's not frozen. So there's people walking on it here, and it's not frozen here. So I think for now, we're going to stick to the perimeter path and let those brave people continue with what they're doing. See you shortly when we get over there, which is where the event is. So we have arrived. We've just come through the gates, and first thing is an ice skating rink. Probably not for me, if I'm honest, more interested in the cars. So we're going to carry on, have a mooch around, and when we find something interesting that is car related, we'll be back. Is on because it's a little bit chilly. Sotheby's auction here behind me. I don't think there's actually an auction running this weekend. That's probably for the best. Otherwise Cedric would probably end up going home in a separate car to me. He has gone for a walk at the minute over to the other side of the lake to see what's going round, and I'm just having a walk around here. There's 3 cars here that I'm going to appreciate right now, because when Cedric gets back, he doesn't care about these, but I think they're epic. Have a look at this. Panda 4x4. Epic little machines. Look at these. I really want one of these. And I don't know if you can still get them for a good price. I'm not sure. But if you can, I would love to get my hands on one of these for the winter. Showtime. Not wrong there. Look at these cars. Cute little off-roaders. Love them. The Elvis McLaren. Look at that. You've basically just got a big V8 engine strapped to your back as the driver. This chassis would offer no protection at all in a crash. It's basically a mild steel space frame chassis with a monster V8 hanging out the back of it. What an epic car. Now, the offerings from Italy. Ferrari. Look at that, another Ferrari. Beautiful, more Ferraris. Absolutely priceless. Each of these cars, there's probably only a handful of them left in the world. If that, there were probably only a handful when they were first built. And just to see them here with the studded tyres on, can you see that? Each car is wearing studded tyres so that when it's out on the ice later, they can at least find some sort of grip out there. They sound amazing. You'll hear that shortly. In fact, you may just have heard something fire up over there in the background. There it is. Wow. Can't wait to see these out on the ice. So we'll head over there shortly. Look at this Bugatti. Little Bugatti, these things racing on streets back in the day, and again, right-hand drive. Does anybody know why all these cars were produced right-hand drive? I would love to know. I don't know the answer, but there's right-hand drive Ferrari, right-hand drive Ferrari, right-hand drive Ferrari, right-hand drive Ferrari, right-hand drive Bugatti, right-hand drive Bugatti, and then we're on to what look like Grand Prix cars of their time, just here. Ferrari Grand Prix car in the middle. Obviously all of these are single-seaters and the driving position is bang on central. There's a Lola heading out on the track there. Looks to be a Lola Can-Am car. Gorgeous. Okay, I've managed to find Cedric again because he went off for the day. And now I've worked out where he was. He was in the bar drinking very expensive champagne, which is definitely not where you would have found me at any point during the day. Anyway, that is the end of the show. It is wrapping up the 2025 ICE, International Concours of Elegance. It's been a pretty cool show. How have you found it, Cedric?
I found it great. It's a really pristine event. A lot of chic people walking around. But yeah, the cars are great. Not enough cars, in my opinion. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. What was your favorite car, Lawrence?
What was my favorite car? It had to be the McLaren that was driven by both Bruce McLaren and Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see a car like that here. That was really cool. Sounded incredible with the big V8 in it. Other than that, there was an array of Ferraris here. They always sound amazing, don't they? 1950s, 1960s Ferraris. I think they could have done with having a few more cars here, just maybe a wider selection from different eras, just more cars in general. I mean, there's plenty of room. We're on a massive frozen lake. But yeah, other than that, a really cool show. I'd recommend anybody coming to visit who enjoys coming to these kind of events. And St. Moritz, obviously one of the best places to host such an event like this. So we're going to head off now, go grab some dinner. We'll get an early night, and yeah, we've got a big drive ahead of us tomorrow, 900 kilometers back to Berlin. So ciao ciao for now.
See you guys.
Good morning. I am on my way to collect Cedric, and then we will start our 900 kilometer drive all the way back to Berlin. I'm going to be videoing the drive through the mountain passes on the way to St. Moritz, because I've been staying just outside St. Moritz. He's been staying somewhere else, so I'm going to go and collect him now, but hopefully you'll get to appreciate what these roads are actually like out here. It's like a purpose-built road just for car enthusiasts, you would think, but yeah, time to get going. RS4 is ready to go. Engine is warming up nicely. I just love actually when the engine is completely cold, it says on the dashboard maximum 7,000 RPM. Like I'm going to rev it to 7,000 when it's cold. It revs to 8,250 maximum RPM. That's what it goes to, which is pretty high, as we know, for a normal petrol engine. But I do find it quite funny that Audi recommend no higher than 7,000 when the engine is stone cold. Anyway, the car that's actually filming me is my brother's Alpine A110S. Fantastic car. Another perfect car for coming to this part of the world. I mean, including the title, right, Alpine. But I'm really pleased he's got that car. It was his dream car when it came out, and he absolutely loves it. And I was following him through the Alps yesterday as we were driving back to our little chalet, and honestly, I don't think there's much better car than that for driving through here. You could have a Ferrari or a McLaren or a Lamborghini. I think that little Alpine through these tight and twisty Alpine roads, pound for pound, much better car than any of those. 1.8 turbo, it's all you need. You don't need any more power than that when you're driving through these little streets, especially not when the roads are particularly icy. Oh, what a view ahead. What a view. This car just loves to be driven properly. I can just imagine the team of engineers that worked on this car. It would have been a fairly small group of engineers, I imagine, who would have been set the task of building the next RS4. And they would have been 100% dedicated. They would have been pouring hours and hours into it. And I imagine every single one of the engineers that worked on this car was an enthusiast themselves. That's usually how it pans out. And what they've put together here, honestly, absolute masterpiece. And the fact that it's 20 years old now, 19 years old this one, but a 20-year-old car, it feels brand new, tight as a drum. The quality of the materials, spot on, far better than anything you get in a brand new car today. and therefore all this car ever needs really is just normal general maintenance. Give it a service regularly, fill it with petrol, top up the oil occasionally after you've given it a hard drive, and that's it. Everything else just works. Okay, we're now getting into the snowy bits of the Alps. The snow is probably nearly a metre deep at the side of the roads now. Looks really cool. And little things I like about this car, like just how pretty the engine bay is. On modern cars, you lift the engine bay and there's just pipes and electrics, and if you dig for a few hours, you'll find a little turbocharged engine at the bottom of it. In this, it's just a V8 engine. You open the bonnet and there's just a V8 engine and nothing else. And it's a beautiful engine bay. There's no little ancillaries hanging around that you wish weren't there. It's just a 4.2 litre V8 engine with the heads painted red, which technically makes it a Testarossa. You don't need expensive supercars to enjoy these roads. These cars are worth what, 40,000 each? And I know that's still a lot of money, and I know a lot of people can't afford that, but you don't have to spend £250,000 on a supercar to have this kind of fun out here. In fact, you could probably buy a Boxster for £5,000 and have just as much fun as we're having right now. As you can tell, I am pretty much just changing gears for fun in this car. If truth be told, I could just leave it in third the whole way. There's enough rev range for any kind of speed I want to do on this road. But I am just doing it for the pleasure of it, because this engine is a musical instrument. And I'm enjoying every minute of playing it. Wow, an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Quadriformaggi, as Jeremy termed it. Another great car to have out here. Gosh. What is that? Wow! What a machine! So we got a Rimac, this beast, and then my old Audi, and my brother's Alpine, and a Model 3 Performance. These three don't quite match what is around us right now. Gosh, what a day to be in the Alps. And look at this as well, Ferrari Mondial, with skis on the roof. Oh, I admire this. I admire the person who's decided to take their Ferrari, their classic Ferrari, to the Alps to go skiing. Brave, but far better than just taking something boring and modern. I think we'd all agree on that. Well, that was fun and unexpected. We're now going to hit the road again. And make our way back to St. Moritz. And here it is, the little shell garage. Manx Garage. So we're just going to pull in here, top up with fuel, say bye to my brother, and we'll be on our way again. Oh no, they've run out of V-Power! Am I going to have to put non-V-Power in this car for the first time? Am I going to have to put non-V-Power in? Well, I guess every car round here, because they're all so expensive, I'm guessing they all run on V-Power, and therefore it's empty. Oh no, the V-Power around here is working. Okay, time to refuel now, and only the best for the Audi. She runs purely on V-Power. And the good thing about the European fuel pumps is you can leave them running like that and it'll keep filling the car up. So while the car is refueling, you can go and admire that stunning view. And my brother's Alpine. There she is. And there's the RS4 having its tank filled up. Here's the petrol station I was talking about. Look at that. How nice is that? A tiny little Shell fuel station. Just at the side of the road. Yeah. Anyway, right, I'm going to go and finish fueling up and then we'll be back on the road, a couple of kilometres to St. Moritz. Literally, all we've done is stop for fuel and look at the cars that turn up. This is a 944 Carrera GT, looking stunning, and a Ferrari Purosangue. To be honest, I'm not a massive fan of those, but it's still impressive. And an Audi RS4. Very cool. And there's our two babies lined up just there, fully fueled, ready to go. That was an interesting experience. Literally just stop for fuel. Those kind of cars pull up. Gosh, why can't that happen where I live in Berlin? Everybody just drives Passats and Golfs and Priuses. Anyway, that was really fun. And one thing I like about people who own cars like that is they're just more than happy to talk to you. They're friendly people. Car people are good people. And everybody respects each other no matter what car you've got. It doesn't have to be expensive, old or new, fast or slow. People just respect each other for what they like. I quite like that. So I'm not sure where Cedric will be, probably at whatever the most expensive coffee shop is in St. Moritz. Which is not a place you'll find me drinking coffee. I'm happy with this little cup that I got from the Shell garage. But yeah, join me in a few minutes once I find out where he is, and then we'll get back on the open road, blasted up to Berlin. Right, where is he? Not gonna lie, feels slightly outside my comfort zone here, and there he is. I've clocked him. Wow. Buongiorno, Federico. This is nice. I was expecting something a little more low-key, not gonna lie. I mean, look at that for a view. 3 Koenigsegg's down there, all covered up for something. Anyway, let's have our espresso martinis and then head out back on the road, back to Berlin.
Action.
Well, thank you very much for the coffee, Cedric. Would you mind just sharing with the ladies and gentlemen just how much that Americano and espresso martini cost you?
So it wasn't affordable, but it was a very nice location. So the Americano was 11 Swiss francs, which is about 13 euros, and the espresso martini was 25 Swiss francs, which is about 28 euros, so not cheap, very enjoyable.
Not cheap, but it was very nice,
yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much. Anyway, that brings us to the end of our trip, really. We're back on the road now, making our way out of St. Moritz, out of Switzerland, on our way back, all the way up to Berlin, which is approximately 900 kilometers away. So all I can say is, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content, hit subscribe. And yeah, feel free to drop a comment as well in the box below. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.